Join me as I dive deep into the hidden ways narcissists can sabotage your new love and see if I can spot the red flags before it's too late. When we think of narcissistic abuse, we often imagine dramatic, overtly toxic behavior. But the reality is that narcissists can be masters of subtlety, slowly eroding our confidence and sense of self-worth without us even realizing it, especially in the early stages of a new relationship. People often ask me, but what are the red flags? How do I know if I'm dating a narcissist? And my answer is it's not always easy. Narcissists can be charming, charismatic, and even romantic, at least at first. But as the relationship progresses, you may start to notice some telling signs. They might be overly critical, always finding fault in you or others. Or they might be incredibly self-absorbed, dominating conversations and expecting constant validation. They might also be prone to sudden, intense mood swings, leaving you feeling walking on eggshells, never knowing what might trigger their next outburst. And if you do happen to call them out on their behavior, they'll often become defensive, blaming you for being too sensitive or paranoid. Does any of this sound familiar? You see, narcissists are experts at manipulating their partners, making them feel like they're the problem, not the narcissist themselves. And one of the most insidious ways they do this is through love bombing. They'll lavish you with attention and affection, making you feel like you're the only person in the world, until you're hooked, that is. Then, they'll slowly start to withdraw, leaving you feeling uncertain and anxious. Gaslighting is another tactic they use to control and confuse their partners. They might deny previous agreements or conversations, or even tell you that you're imagining things. And if you try to stand up for yourself, they'll make you feel like you're overreacting or being too sensitive. It's a clever way of making you doubt your own perceptions and sanity. Emotional withdrawal is another common technique. They might suddenly become distant or unavailable, leaving you feeling abandoned and confused. And when you try to reach out, they'll give you the silent treatment or make you feel like you're being too clingy. It's a powerful way of controlling your emotions and keeping you in a state of uncertainty. But the truth is, recognizing narcissistic traits early on is key to protecting your emotional well-being and future relationships. So, how can you spot a narcissist before it's too late? Well, the first step is to pay attention to your intuition. If something feels off or doesn't feel right, trust your instincts. Don't brush it off as paranoia or overthinking. Another key insight is to look for consistency in their behavior. Do they consistently prioritize their own needs and wants over yours? Do they consistently shift the blame or make excuses for their own mistakes? Consistency is key when it comes to identifying narcissistic patterns. And finally, don't be afraid to set boundaries and assert yourself. If someone is consistently pushing your limits or making you feel bad about yourself, it's time to take a step back and reevaluate the relationship. The dangers of falling for a narcissist cannot be overstated. They can drain your emotional energy, erode your self-confidence, and even lead to anxiety and depression. So, it's crucial to prioritize self-awareness and set boundaries in love. Thanks for watching, and if you've had any experiences with narcissists in the past, I'd love to hear about them in the comments below. And if you want to learn more about recognizing toxic relationships, be sure to check out my next video, where I'll be diving deeper into the signs and red flags.